The art of method acting is a difficult and complex task to accomplish. So complex that actors are willing to push themselves to their absolute limits. Actors including Marlon Brando, Daniel Day-Lewis, Christian Bale, Joaquin Phoenix, and Heath Ledger. But is method acting actually causing more harm than good to actors? Several actors have said themselves that some characters have had lasting effects on them. For example, Bill Skarsgård, who portrayed the latest incarnation of Pennywise in It Chapters 1 and 2. In an interview with Entertainment Weekly, he said, "I started having very strange and vivid Pennywise dreams. Every night he came and visited."
No one's really okay.
Actors who deeply invest in their characters become more attached to them. The more attached they are, the harder it is to let go. So why take the role of the character so seriously?
Why so serious?
We all praise actors who give the most realistic performances in film. But how do they disconnect from their own emotions to get into character? Well, the Russian theatre practitioner Konstantin Stanislavski is a possible answer. He developed a system which has helped to train actors' thoughts and will in order to activate another. It's known today as the Stanislavski System. His system has been modified by others such as Lee Strasberg, Stella Adler, and Sanford Meisner. All three focus on different aspects of the system: psychological, sociological, and behavioural. This system has been used by many actors who have gone on to win many different awards. From Robert De Niro, Leonardo DiCaprio, Tom Hanks, the list goes on. Stephen Kampfer's biography on Marlon Brando explains that Brando was a keen user of Stanislavski's teachings. It also labelled him as a poster boy for the Stanislavski System. He won 2 Academy Awards for Best Actor, one for On the Waterfront and another for The Godfather. But is method acting really worth the gold? Heath Ledger's performance as the Joker in The Dark Knight went on to win the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor. Sadly, the award was given posthumously as the actor died of a drug overdose in early 2008. Could his performance be linked to his death? And did he sacrifice his mental health for people's entertainment? To prepare for the Joker, Ledger would isolate himself in a hotel room for 6 weeks so he could enter the mind of a psychopath. In the documentary Too Young to Die, it shows a diary kept by Ledger which features his lines, personal memoirs, and images from A Clockwork Orange. The diary shows the fundamentals on how Ledger created the characteristics of the Joker. To stay in the mind of his character, he would use a common tactic of method acting, which was to stay in role on set even if the camera wasn't rolling.
Bed and they were lighting and Chris was walking around and doing things, and then Heath came around, and Heath was always in character. So he would come around and, be talking to himself in the corner like this. And then he would come up, I was laying there and I was watching him the whole time.
The effect of staying in role constantly can condition someone's mind into believing that they are someone else. It creates delusions that are associated with schizophrenia. After filming The Dark Knight, Ledger was prescribed medication that was known for treating insomnia and anxiety. Ledger's former fiancée, Michelle Williams, whom he met on the set of Brokeback Mountain, would go on to say to Interview magazine, "For as long as I'd known him, he had bouts with insomnia. He had too much energy, his mind was turning, always turning." Heath Ledger passed away from an acute intoxication on the 22nd of January in 2008. Did Heath Ledger have symptoms of a mental illness which were brought on by method acting? We may never know the full story behind his death. We have now seen how being a method actor can affect your mental health, but we can't forget the physical strain. Some roles require the actors to enter the same physical state of the character. Some actors follow specific dietary requirements to portray certain characters, most of them being superheroes. So is just sticking to a diet considered a method acting trait? Well, yes, because it might not be a part of the actor's normal lifestyle that they usually follow. They have chosen to follow the diet routine to get into character. A good example of this would be Christian Bale. His role in The Machinist shows Bale's figure as almost skeleton-like. The actor's diet consisted of an apple, a can of tuna, coffee, water, and a glass of whiskey per day. He also took up smoking to suppress his appetite. Bale went on to drop from £173 to £110, which is considered dangerous since Bale's height is 6 foot. The average body weight for people 6 feet in height is averaged between 140 to 177 pounds. Bale expressed the difficulty doing action scenes as his legs had little to no muscle, making it difficult to run. He gained weight soon after as he was cast to play Batman in Christopher Nolan's Batman Begins.
It's not who I am underneath, but what I do that defines me.
He went from £110 to £221. The effects of the extreme change in your diet can cause symptoms such as high blood pressure and a high level of cholesterol. Bale's yo-yo dieting method has been used for many more of his roles, such as American Hustle and more recently Vice, where he portrayed ex-Vice President Dick Cheney. Bale expressed concern about extreme dieting at his age to The Guardian in an interview by saying, "I've got to stop doing it. I suspect it's going to take longer to get the fat off." At Bale's age of 45 years old, his metabolism starts to slow down, making it hard for him to lose the weight at a fast rate. Still, his devotions to portray his characters with the right physical form didn't exactly go unnoticed. He's a 4-time Academy Award nominee and won the Best Supporting Actors Award for The Fighter. It seems that actors who take method acting seriously end up putting some sort of stress on themselves. Heath Ledger and Christian Bale are only two, but there are others that have similar routines to them and may not know about how much damage it could cause to their health. Method acting has its positives and negatives, which is why it needs to be executed with respect. People will argue about if films even really do need method actors, but if they do, actors need to be aware of their limits before entering the minds of characters. The motivation of a prestigious award is enough for anyone to push themselves to limits that they have never exceeded. However, it's not worth it if you're putting your health on the line. Actors need to put aside their desire for the awards and start realizing that putting your health at risk is not worth it. They need to understand that they are human and not superheroes.
You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.